Hello, hello. Sorry if they're so late. We're gonna. Oh no, don't tell me I'm in the right. Yes, I'm in the right one. Okay. I'm here. I'm here. We're gonna try to make this as quick as possible, but there's a lot of interesting stuff to discuss. Now, the Maya jury did not come back. So. What do you think about that? I saw something interesting. Okay. Now, I know that a few people, just a few people, it hasn't been a lot of people. A few people have been like, oh, how can you be so, whatever, uncaring to this family? They deserve everything in the world, blah, 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 blah. And I say we can have a difference of opinion, and you can believe what you want to believe, I can believe what I want to believe, but I'm looking at things that maybe you didn't look at, because on the face of it you'd see the Netflix thing, okay, this is what it is, this is really bad. Now I'm going to tell you something. You want to know something? Beata was writing a blog, but she was writing a blog. Now if you remember the one teacher that carried Maya around and went to the house and all of that stuff, she told Beata about a blog from another woman, I believe she was in Florida, that had this syndrome. And it seems that Beata started this blog, but under the guise that she was Maya. And the posts are disturbing, especially since they're written by Beata, pretending to be Maya, who's pretending to be, who she's saying she's so sick and all this stuff. The other thing is, Beata said something about like wanting a doctor to declare Maya terminal. Like, what? And from what I've been researching, it seems there are people that believe that Beata was obsessed with her daughter being sick and wanted her to be the youngest person to ever have this syndrome, wanted her to like have fame and fortune out of it, whatever it was, and it was like an obsession. And I'm really starting to see that. Let me show you this blog post, okay, that they were able to go into the archives and get, and the defense brought this up and said, you know, is this showing that she endangered her daughter? And I think so. I think she was hell-bent on she was obsessed, I believe, with this whole thing. Okay, so I don't want to go here. Definitely not. Definitely not. Okay. Definitely not. Definitely not. Definitely not. That's not where I am. Okay, I'm right here. So, here is something. And this was Beata asking Dr. Kirkpatrick to label Maya terminal. From Anthony Kirkpatrick, sent November 10th, 2015 to Tiffany Hansen. Please place this email and the thread of emails into the patient's chart. Okay, from Anthony to Beata. There is no need for a visit before Thursday. I recognize that you are extremely busy under the circumstances. Then Beata wrote on November 10th, I forgot to ask, would you like to see Maya before we leave? Would that make you feel more comfortable? I sent email to Jim Jocelyn to call me back and discuss the situation of terminally ill. Thanks again for your time and understanding, Beata. And then Kirkpatrick, dear Ms. Kozlowski, today I received a request from a pharmacist, Jocelyn Krager, requesting that I write a script stating that Maya is terminal. I am not willing to do that. It is beyond my scope of practice. Okay, so there's that. Okay, so these are some of her blog posts, because you can go in the Wayback Machine and then I listened again to when Maya was when she was really upset, and she was saying that, why did you go and get to the defense? You scoped out friends' social media to get pictures of me, and they're like, no, we didn't. People sent them to us. That's not how that happened. And she was just so angry about the whole thing. So angry. And you could really, I don't know, just sounded, a lot of people are opening their eyes to a lot of stuff here, and kind of realizing that that was a biased documentary. If you don't feel that way, that's fine. We can agree to disagree. Trying to get the blog post for you. Hold on. But she's writing it as Maya, which is highly disturbing, especially given that other blog that teacher told her about, that woman was writing. Okay. And I even saw more pictures of Maya in at the homecoming. Okay. Okay, so in a draft of a blog post in 2015, Beata Kozlowski composed in her daughter's voice, she wrote that her induced ketamine coma could result in total body failure / death. This is her mother writing this stuff. Still writing from Maya's perspective, she wrote that If I was a horse, I would be comatose or dead already. My mommy kept vigil on me all day long and kept checking on me even at night to make sure I was doing okay. She wrote that. Beata did. Okay? Maya Kowalowski was 10 years old then. And she wrote articles as her daughter. Let's see. So let me show you the blog posts. Okay, so some of the things she wrote here, 4 days of coma are over. Alleluia. Today I had an awesome day, the best day out of 5 days of coma. Dr. Cantu increased ketamine infusion. She wrote day after day about the ketamine coma, but she wrote as if Maya was writing it. Listen to this one. Maya Kowalowski, WordPress, on March 5th, 2016. Help me. We really need your donation, please. And then just all about ketamine coma, ketamine coma, ketamine coma, ketamine coma. See, and they're talking, really need your donation, please. And supposedly the jury got copies of that. So those emails were blog posts. And then apparently they're saying the father Jack has stopped counseling for them for years. Okay, Okay, so there, see, people kind of feel like I am that Kirkpatrick is really like, when you look at that chart that they brought up of all the ketamine she had, the ketamine booster and stuff, that John Hopkins got her off that stuff because that was just incredible how much she was going on that. Hang on 1 second. Okay, let me just see something here. Okay, someone said, I'm 100% on the hospital side. I can't understand how anyone with common sense, critical thinking skills, and basic medical literacy thinks the Kowalskis are owed a penny. The audacity of Jack suing the parties who prevented Maya from further medical abuse, and they probably saved her life. To blame the hospital for the suspected child abuser choosing to commit suicide is unconscionable. But based on what we've seen so far, I think the Kowalskis are going to get some sort of monetary award, which sucks, but it's clear the adults in this family are exploitative opportunists who know how to work the system. Let's see. Someone says, as someone from the chronic illness community who was initially on the side of the family due to Netflix, I urge people to try to understand the nuances and real issues chronically ill people face in this fragmented, unaffordable labyrinth of a medical system in the United States. Women's pain and conditions are often dismissed and thought of as psychosomatic, 10 times more than men's. Medical misogyny is real. Heart disease is the top cause of death for women, yet doctors aren't trained that women's signs of heart attacks are different. Women present with heart attack symptoms in the ER are less likely to get the work men receive. This has cost lives. Furthermore, and this is important, science is constantly evolving. Rare conditions are real, and if doctors can't find causes for disease, they should say, we don't know. Not label it psychosomatic, unless, like in Maya's case, MBP, Munchausen's by proxy, or extensive observations about symptoms that come and go just don't make sense. Example, the habit cough. But persistent pain a doctor can't find a cause for doesn't mean it's psychosomatic. Labeling a patient as such is not only a stigma, but prevents future doctors from looking into other symptoms in the future. We can respect doctors as professionals and still acknowledge they can be dismissive of women's pain, and they are not all knowing. Again, science is always evolving. Last but not least, most chronic pain patients are overwhelmingly in agreement that CBT is not only unhelpful for pain, but dismissive of it. CBT is based on challenging irrational thoughts and faulty thought patterns. That's cognitive behavioral therapy. Pain due to physical conditions is real and not irrational or a faulty thinking pattern. Many people with ADHD, anxiety, have no success with CBT. Some do, but chronically ill people need social support and therapy as support. Let's see. Someone said, I'm from the UK. I watched the Netflix doc and I knew it was off. I work in a school and have been aware of Munchausen's by proxy on a few occasions, sadly. I follow the trial on YouTube and I am just mind blown by the sheer blinkered thinking of the justice scales. Heart emoji, icon pushing, tribalistic Kowalski fans. I felt Shapiro's closing was pitch perfect despite being heavily censored by the judge. The trial has long-term consequences for abuse victims and the manner in which medical professionals can work. The positives are there. It has heightened awareness with MPB. Netflix has lost credibility with many who now question their bias in reporting. Beata. Let's see. Okay. So this was something that she wrote. These were the blog posts that she wrote, and she wrote them to herself. This is Coma Day 1, 11/18/2015. This is Beata writing as if she was Maya. Unfortunately, things got complicated on Tuesday, 11/17/15. My blood work came back bad. Potassium, magnesium, protein levels, like a 10-year-old's writing this, right? Albumin, globulin, etc. And HGB were low, and the worst of all, my cortisol level was 0. I was back in adrenal insufficiency. That was really the worst possible news I could receive this morning, due to high risk for more complications from adrenal insufficiency, including death. She's like obsessed with it, this woman. She's writing as a 10-year-old, but this is not a 10-year-old, Beata. My ketamine coma got postponed for another day. I had to be reevaluated by PEDS, ICU doctor, who then consulted PEDS endocrinology for more brain knowledge. This disease is very rare, and especially more rare in children, so there is still many unknown phenomena. The doctors are still learning more about RSD each day from each new RSD case they get. My case will help other RSD patients in the future, and the hope is that maybe one day the FDA will approve ketamine coma in the U.S. It is really sad for American citizens to go out of the country to Mexico to receive this type of treatment. So far, I am the youngest child in history who has developed severe generalized RSD in very short period of time, and I am the first youngest child in history who is going to be placed in a high-dose ketamine coma. It's my last and only chance for a better quality of life, getting rid of pain, dystonia, allodynia, and maybe a chance at being able to stand or walk one day again. This procedure is very high risk. In my complex case, due to the fact that I have immunodeficiency, very poor nutritious status, and now severe adrenal insufficiency, I was told today I am at high risk patient for developing infection, sepsis, during the coma, difficulty weaning off the ventilator after the coma, needing blood transfusions, and total body failure/death as a result of adrenal insufficiency and other complications. Despite the risks and complications, there are several good things going for me right now. My young age, very early RSD, CRPS diagnosis, hundreds of angels watching over me, and God working through the doctor's hands and brains to get me in remission. I am hoping for a miracle ketamine coma. About 1 hour after all procedures were done, intubation, ketamine coma, etc., I started to develop a fever and tachycardia. Fever continued despite the use of Tylenol and ibuprofen. The peds ICU doc, Dr. Idalia, and Dr. Marina came back to re-examine me. At this point, unable to identify a source of infection, continued to monitor. I had more labs done later in the evening, infection markers, which were still WNL. Later in the evening, Dr. Idalia came back to check on me due to continued tachycardia, and then Dr. Cantu came to see me again. Things started to improve a little but when Dr. Cantu was here, he's got magical powers. Temp came down and my HR decreased to 120 to 140s. He said I was doing great and things seemed to be stable. My mommy kept vigil on me all day and kept checking on me even at night to make sure I was doing okay. When Mommy was taking a nap, the angels in ICU were watching me. The nurses are very good here. Even the guy nurses are great. I like Francisco, Carlos, and Pedro. They are my favorite nurses so far. Last night I had Cecilia and Francisco taking care of me. They always assign one RN or sometimes two RNs to take care of me. I guess I must be a lot of work. Sorry, guys, or maybe I'm just extra special. That's Beata writing that. That's crazy. Okay, so it's Jessica Stevens' journey, who they believe is the blog blueprint for Maya's treatment. So that's just some weird stuff there. Okay, here's another one. Okay. Day 2. Thank you, God. I completed and survived day 1 of ketamine coma. These complications, I'm not tolerating the Pediasure via oral GT. My ABD is something distended. Intestines are not moving and the food just sits in my stomach, my abdomen, ABD. They had to something. Also, the ET tube is irritating my throat. It makes me gag sometimes, and this I don't have all this. My mommy was right there and she helped me right away. Then the rest of the lungs, I have a very high metabolism due to RSD and my body just chews up all the food. Today the doctors increased my ketamine to 4 milligrams/kilogram per hour. They added another second ketamine, Versed, propofol. This should help me stay more sedated. My temp started to go up again today, and HR went up again too. My labs were something while awaiting the culture results. Chest x-ray is normal at this point. Okay, this is crazy, and this just goes on and on. 3, I feel better today after Dr. Cantu increased my ketamine infusion to 5 milligrams. On and on and on. Okay, ketamine coma day 7. I thought the worst was over. I guess I was mistaken. Taking each something I have to swallow. It felt like a million knives cutting across my throat. Okay, and somebody said, it's horrible to say, but she really seems to be romanticizing what could be the most catastrophic outcomes of the procedure. She's almost giddy sounding when she's discussing her daughter dying. Someone said, ketamine and propofol? I am horrified. Are these being shown to the jury? These emails expose exactly what was going on here. If these are disallowed as evidence, then the jury aren't getting the full picture, which isn't fair at all. This entire case boils down to the plaintiffs wanting money. So far, the judge seems to not want the jury to see it due to hearsay or whatever, or not being able to prove who wrote it. It was on Beata's blog. I think the judge has a poor understanding of Munchausen's by proxy. He has stated in court that there is no diagnosis of Beata having it. There wouldn't have been. This is sad because Maya has been abused by her mom and now her dad. She's so gaslit she believes it. You have a real medical illness and still have a parent who is medically abusive. Let's see. There were also so many similarities to Beata and Maya's use of social media and Jessica Stevens' online presence. This is the CRPS patient of Dr. Kirkpatrick that the teacher mentioned yesterday in testimony. It appears that Beata came to know her via a patient of hers, Jessica's dad, when working as an infusion nurse. Jessica had a blog, a GoFundMe, and had even gone as far as speaking with the Obamas about her journey with CRPS. Jessica also detailed lots about her lesions via the blog. She received IVIG and had an intrathecal pain pump implanted. Jessica ultimately had many complications from her treatments, port infections, a limb amputation, and ultimately passed away from sepsis. The similarities in treatment make me wonder, does their shared care team hand out the same treatments for everyone, or did the Kowalski family use the Stevens case as a blueprint for whatever treatment they pursued? I don't think there is an angle the defense will explore very much, because I believe their defense is going to be more about the hospital following procedure, DCF direction, and acting in good faith. But I certainly find it applicable when considering the conversation of whether Maya was a victim of medical child abuse. Let's see. 1 year after she was at Johns Hopkins All Children's, I see so many red flags. I think Beata wanted a cure only, and if Maya has a chronic disease, you suffer for life. Beata drugs made her ill all the time. Can you imagine being on station 24/7? For those of you saying justice for Maya, she'd be dead right now, not for the hospital. And why should they pay for her having CRPS? I think there is a liability here, but not at $220 million and getting $5 million in ketamine. The title of the documentary says, "Say Goodbye to Maya." Of the next documentary, "Say Goodbye." Someone said, boy, oh boy, I'm speechless, and this is another level of sickness. I have no doubt she would have brought her daughter's demise because she was never going to be able to stop. Normal folks can't understand this because there's no reasons that make sense. What did she do this for? What's the appeal of doing this? Besides being callous and self-centered, this person can't feel true parental love. The parental love that long suffers and would go through the depths of hell, but would not commit suicide if there's even a remote chance that her child would be exposed to the trauma of finding your body. You simply would not think of your pain, no matter how severe, but you would stick it out and do what you were told by the courts, even if you disagree. The thought of abandoning your child that you believe is suffering is unconscionable to parents who feel that kind of love. Not this mother. That's what they said. That's their thing. Okay, so yeah, there are some real wacky things going on there. Now I just want to go over Kaitlin Armstrong because I'm fading fast and I've got to get to bed. I've had a really stressful day, like a lot of people, and I just need to rest. Okay, let me get Kaitlin Armstrong. And I'll see what you're saying in just a second if you're saying something, okay? I know some of you are going to be like, "Oh man, oh my gosh, how could you do this?" How could I do this? I'm reading the facts here. I think she is romanticizing the things there. I do think that's spot on. Sorry, I do. My gosh, this is taking forever to open up. Come on. I wish I could get back to the chat. Maybe I'll get my phone. Hang on, let me close something over here. Okay, I'm getting rid of a bunch of stuff here. Okay, hopefully now it'll let me back in here so I can see what you guys are saying before we go to Kaitlin Armstrong. Come on. What else can I get rid of? Come on. Oh, I can't even see if you guys are still here. Come on. Okay, it's letting me come over there now. Let's see. Come on. Oh my gosh. Where the heck is the live? Alright, let me just shut a bunch. Okay. Oh my gosh. You gotta be kidding me. Hold on, I'll get my phone. I have to read the chat from my phone. I can't. It's not going to let me do anything. Wait, I can do it from this computer. Okay. Alice, my daughter, she didn't listen. But I just put some. Okay. I'm not, okay. Earthbound, we're going to agree to disagree because I feel I am looking at something. I think you have a different perspective because of your experience. I have a different perspective because of my experiences. That's it. But to say that I'm attacking, I don't think that's what I'm doing. I think I'm looking at what's going on. If that's what you think I'm doing, then I don't think you really know me. Okay? But that's fine. That's your perspective. I have my own perspective on other things. Thanks, Jennifer's Place. I will. I don't know. I just heard you say helps me want to attack a dead woman. So I'm taking that you think that I'm attacking a dead woman. I'm talking about facts. What she wrote there is troublesome. What she wrote there, to me, in my opinion, is troublesome. Okay? Very troublesome. I don't think if she kept going in that way, Maya probably wouldn't be alive. But I could tell you that I also think if she was alive and Beata was still here, I don't think Maya would be where she is now. Off these drugs and walking around. There are people, I mean, this is a real thing. And just because she took her life doesn't mean that something horrible could have happened or was happening with her daughter. I'm not attacking her. I'm talking about facts. The facts of what she wrote. Hopefully I'm getting to the live chat now. I had to go read it over there. Okay. Oh my gosh, I did not yell at you, Earthbound. Earthbound, I'm really sorry. You are taking things that are and putting things on me that are not on, that I haven't said. Okay? I said whatever. You want to think I yelled at you? Think I yelled at you. Go, I think you yelled at me. I think you said I was attacking a dead woman. Okay? But that's it. You wanna hate me? Hate me, Earthbound. It makes you feel better. Have at it. All right, let me get to. Hey, hi 61. How are you? Okay. let me get over to... I feel like that too. I'm very angry, Laura. I'm very angry about the whole case. It's just over the top, right, Barb? It's over the top. All right, let me get to... We're going to go... I'm trying to get to the other case. All right. Trying to get to Kaitlin Armstrong, okay? So let's do that. All right, let me get this over here. Okay, where is my person? Where is my person? You know, that video of Kaitlin Armstrong's then boyfriend, Colin Strickland, pushing the photographer, stepping on the other one's foot. Real angry person, you know? Okay, let's put up a different graphic. All right. Two witnesses in the Kaitlin Armstrong murder trial were testifying on Wednesday that she told them she was so angry about her boyfriend, Colin Strickland, dating Mariah Mo Wilson that she would kill Wilson. Nicole Mertz, was she Ethel's daughter, testified that she was a close friend of Armstrong's in 2021 and 2022. She said she was sitting with Armstrong in the Meteor restaurant in early November 2021 when Mariah Wilson walked in, and Mert said Armstrong was visibly angry. I have never seen her like that before, which is why I remember. I asked Kaitlin if Colin ever started dating anyone else seriously, what would she do? And she said, I would kill her. Armstrong and Strickland had recently broken up, Mert said. Then Jacqueline Chastain testified that she knew Colin Strickland and had met Armstrong through him. She said Armstrong had told her in January of 2022 at a bike race in Arkansas that she had just found out that Strickland was cheating on her with Mo Wilson. Armstrong said Strickland had apologized, but that Wilson kept texting him. Chastain said Armstrong said in so many words that she wanted to kill Wilson or had thought about killing her. Chastain also said that Armstrong had talked about having a gun or getting one. Then Austin Police Detective Richard Spittler testified. He testified that Kaitlin Armstrong searched on Google for information about getting plastic surgery, and she pulled up news articles about authorities searching for her as a murder suspect. Police had previously testified that Armstrong paid more than $6,000 to have plastic surgery on her nose in Costa Rica. Spittler said police obtained Armstrong's Google subscriber information. Spittler also revealed other details of the investigation. He said that he learned on June 2nd, 2022, that Armstrong had sold her Jeep to CarMax for $12,200. On May 13th, he said he found that Jeep at CarMax and said he got a search warrant to remove the infotainment system. That system's GPS showed that before Kaitlin Armstrong arrived home on the night that Wilson was killed, she stopped near two dumpsters in a South Austin apartment complex. Police had previously testified that videos showed Armstrong's Jeep was in the neighborhood where Wilson was staying when she was fatally shot 3 times. Spittler said he also found that on the day that Wilson was killed, Armstrong had deleted a Google map she had on her iCloud account that showed Wilson was staying at East Austin on Maple Avenue. Armstrong changed her email address on May 12th and traveled to Costa Rica on May 18th. She also subscribed to a private network that allows users' locations to be hidden while they are online. Spittler said he interviewed another of Wilson's ex-boyfriends and a close male friend, and Wilson's and found out they were not in the area when Wilson was killed. During cross-examination of Spittler, defense attorney Rick Coffer stood up and asked Judge Brenda Kennedy to declare a mistrial, saying the defense had never been given a police report about vandalism outside the house where Armstrong lived with Strickland. The vandalism occurred after Wilson was killed. Police have said Strickland had testified earlier in the trial that his motorcycle had been pushed into Armstrong's Jeep outside his house, and several stones used as pavers had been turned over. He said he also found $2 under a stone and that he had reported the incident to the police. Spittler testified that the vandalism report was not part of the murder investigation. The judge denied the motion for mistrial. Coffer also said that Spittler did not interview Wilson's ex-boyfriend or Wilson's close male friend until after the arrest warrant was issued for Armstrong. Coffer asked Spittler why police had not tested evidence to determine whether Wilson had been sexually assaulted, and Spittler said there was no evidence at the scene that Wilson would have been sexually assaulted. Her dress and her bathing suit were still on when she was found, and there were no signs of assault. Wilson had dated Colin for a short time in October of 2021 during a breakup between Strickland and Armstrong. Okay, let's see. I think that's going to be it for me, guys. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. I have to go to bed. I have to get some rest. I'll maybe come on earlier with that. Okay? Earthbound, you're being really mean to me. And I'm going to take it that something's going on and you just want to lash out. And I'm going to just take it as that because you're being really mean to me. I didn't say nobody's opinion matters other than mine. I never said that. That's a really harsh thing to say. It really is. Okay? I didn't say that at all. I welcomed you to come up last night. Scooter welcomed you to come up last night. We never said, her nor I never said only our opinions matter. It is mean. I'm reading your comments right now and they're mean. You tell me this is nice. I'm reading your words. I just meant that one person has an opinion but the opposite doesn't count for anything. Okay? Then you said 2 minutes before, you said, where's the one you just said? No one's opinion is worth anything when it's not the same as yours. That's not mean? That's mean, Earthbound. That's mean. Well, then maybe if this is triggering to you and you can't discuss this with an opinion that's not the same as yours, then maybe it is best for you to disengage of that. But not to be mean to me because you don't agree with me. I'm not being mean to you. We welcomed you to come and talk to us. You're passionate about something. That's great. But what you said to me was mean. You said that I don't listen. What did you say about no one's opinion is worth anything when it's not the same as yours? That's mean, Earthbound. And that's not true at all about me. Not at all. You made them what you wanted them to be. I made them what you wanted them to be. I'm choosing the tone here. I'll read that in any tone. In any tone, you're telling me that I will not consider or entertain anybody else's point of view, and that's a lie. I'm passionate about things. I'm passionate about this. But I didn't say I discount anyone's opinion, and I invited anyone to come up, and so did Scooter. I don't know why you're being this harsh to me. I didn't say that. And I think it's really, no one's opinion is worth anything when it's not the same as yours. That's harsh no matter which way it's read. Does anybody else think that's harsh? Is that not mean? If that was said about you, you'd be fine with that? What? When did I say I can't read? Excuse me, Earthbound, what are you talking? That's how it comes across when you can't even read comments on the videos that disagree with you. What are you talking about? When did I not read comments that disagree with me? Why are you saying things that are not true? I didn't read any comments on my videos. Those comments I was reading were not from my videos, Earthbound. Why are you being like this? Wow. Wow. I didn't read any comments from my videos, any of them. Agree or disagree, I didn't read any of them. You just said comments on my videos. You just said that. Earthbound, look what you wrote. You said that. That's how it comes across when you can't even read comments on the videos that disagree with you. What videos? I wasn't reading comments from videos. Those comments were from a trial discussion. There's no videos. It's not YouTube that I'm reading from. You said videos. I'm not reading comments from videos. Period. It's a trial discussion. I wasn't reading only the comments that agreed with me. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Well, I know you can't, but you just assumed you knew what I'm reading. This is a discussion group that I'm reading from. And you're assuming that there's comments in there that are saying otherwise than what I'm saying, and I'm skipping them, and I'm telling you I most certainly was not. Whatever. Whatever for me too, Earthbound. I'm sorry that you feel the need to do this, but maybe, I don't know. Whatever. All right, guys, I'm going to go to bed. I am exhausted. I've had a really, really long day. I'm going to go to bed. I'll talk to you later. And God bless, prayers, and wow. We'll talk tomorrow. Oh my gosh. I'm not gonna, I can't. It doesn't matter what I was reading. You were invited to come up here. You were invited to come up last night. You did not come up. Okay? It's not my job to look around for things that support how you feel. If that's your perspective and you want to discuss it, then come on up here. Scooter told you, come and change our minds. Come on, bring it. But you didn't. But now you're angry with me because I feel a certain way and I'm passionate about the way I feel, but I'm not discounting anybody else's. But it's not my job to go get how you feel. Do you understand what I'm saying? Bring it on up if you want to have a discussion about it. All right. Good night, guys. Love you. God bless. Prayers. We'll see you tomorrow.